ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्र्यवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ नमोऽहं पदार्थाय लोकानां सिद्धिहेतवे सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय शिवाय परमात्मने पर्यङ्कग्रन्थिबन्धद्विगुणितभुजगाश्लेषसंवीतजानोः अन्तः प्राणावरोधव्युपरतसकलज्ञानरुद्धेन्द्रियस्य आत्मन्यात्मानमेव व्यपगतकरणं पश्यतस्तत्त्वदृष्ट्या शम्भोर्वः पातु शून्ये क्षणघटितलय ब्रह्मलग्नः समाधिः अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुर्भगवान् बादरायणः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So yesterday we have finished the entire Shishupala Vadha Parva, and now we are proceeding to the one of the most important Parvas, known as Dyūta Parva. It starts with Duryodhana's story narration as to how he falls into the what do you say, Spatika, what he mistakes it for a Spatika floor, but it is actually a small pond, and he falls into it. Here we get two versions. One, Vyasa tells us the version as to how it actually took place. Second, again, Duryodhana himself narrates the story. That is his own version. There are a lot of changes. So we have to keep these two in mind. We have to, that question should not come. Why is there contradiction here? In Mahabharata and Ramayana, mainly in Mahabharata, there are many versions of the same story because Vyasa will give us the actual version. Then there are characters who will give their own version, and how to understand it is among those characters whose character is actually good character. What you say that is he a liar or is he a habitual liar or is he a person who speaks the truth? Like this, we have to see. Then only we can decide to take them seriously. Like Bhishma, he narrates the story of Amba and his battle with Parshurama in Udyoga Parva. What Vyasa gives is very less for us. But what Bhishma gives is in extra detail, almost similar is there. Only difference is Vyasa says it is a Swayamvara, Bhishma says it is a Virya Shulka. But when we look at Udyoga Parva, we get to know it is a Virya Shulka only. So Swayamvara there is denoting Virya Shulka only. Like this we have to take. Again, when Dronacharya narrates his own story, his version and Vyasa's version don't go against. But when Duryodhana narrates his own version, there's a lot of contradiction as to what actually took place because he wants to convince his father so that the Dyūta can take place, the gambling game. That is why we have to remember two versions will be there. In that, we should be having that common sense to understand which version to take. Why I am bringing here again is again future in Udyoga Parva and Karna Parva there will be a contradiction. Again Udyoga Parva and Karna Parva and Shanti Parva there will be a contradiction. The contradiction is in Udyoga Parva it is given Rukmi, that is Krishna's brother-in-law. He had the Vijaya bow. Vijay that here Vaishampayana himself narrates the Vijaya bow. It comes to Indra from Vishwakarma. Then from Indra it goes to Bhargavarama. From Bhargavarama to Druma. From Druma to Rukmi. Then Rukmi with that bow he tries to come and join the army. Both of them tell no, we don't want you, and then he is unable to take part in the battle. This is the version given by Vyasa. But Karna, he'll tell, no, I have the Vijaya bow. I got it from Parshurama. It is Indra's bow like this. Who? Nonsense. He does. Contradicts there. Not just contradict there, but he will tell that Indra himself came in the form of spider and bit me on my thighs when Parshurama was sleeping. In Shanti Parva, when Narada narrates the story of Karna getting cursed by Parshurama, he says that was actually a Rakshasa who was cursed I think he was cursed by Bhrigu himself. Yes, he was cursed by Bhrigu himself that you will be born as a insect and you will get mukti from my descendant, that is Parshurama, like this he tells. So we see contradiction here. That time you should have common sense to know Karna is a habitual liar. Everywhere he has lied. He has never spoken the truth anytime. He'll tell, I'll kill Pandavas, but he gives a promise to his mother saying that I won't kill anybody other than Arjuna. So habitual lying to Duryodhana, it has been there. Plus, there in Karna Parva, he wants to show I am equal to Arjuna. There is the lie. So when there is contradiction in the stories, we have to see who the narrator is. Any day, Vyasa, Vaishampayana get the preference. Whatever they narrate will always be authority. Other than them, who are there? Krishna, Arjuna, Bhishma. These people's narration can be taken as authority because they don't lie. They narrate how it is. They don't lie to make themselves look great or anything. That is why even Nivataka Chavadha Parva, only details we get to know from Arjuna's mouth. Vyasa doesn't record it. It is from Arjuna's mouth he makes him narrate it. So these things we have to keep in mind. Uh, Before we actually proceed to the Dyūta Parva, anybody has anything to ask from the previous session? The conclusion of Shishupala Parva. Anybody has anything to ask? If you don't have any questions, then we'll proceed directly to Dyūta Parva.
No questions from my side.
No question.
Okay. Then we can start with Dyūta Parva. If you're following the Gita Press book, there is one Adhyāya. It starts with the Samapte Rajasuyetu. That is how this Adhyāya starts. But this entire Adhyāya is not there in critical edition. In critical edition, it starts with the next Adhyāya, which is Vasanduryodhanas Tasyam. Here, before Vyasa leaves, he speaks to Yudhishthira. This not even a single verse, because this entire Adhyāya is called Prakshepa in critical edition. But this Adhyāya, what it helps is, it helps us know Yudhishthira's weakness, weak character, what Vyasa tells him and what he understands. And it makes sense. Probably this Adhyāya, I personally believe, should be taken as literal, not as Prakshepa, because it helps us understand Yudhishthira better, his weakness better, why he behaved the way he behaved. It gives us a bit of help here. So we will start with this Adhyāya itself. Though it is Prakshepa, we'll start with here. Just you have to note it down that this Adhyāya is an interpolation as per critical edition. That one thing for information you have to note it down. Samapte Rajasuye tu Kratushreshthe Sudurlabhe Shishyaif Parivrato Vyasah Purastat Samapadyata. Along with the students, after the Rajasuya Yaga is over, he comes to Yudhishthira to speak with him. That time Yudhishthira, they give them Arghya, everything it is given. Athopa Vishya Bhagavan Kanchane Paramasana. Here it is given, they give him a gold seat, etc. There, Vyasa, he sits there and he tells it is very great thing that you have done this Rajasuya, all that it is told there. That time Yudhishthira asks a question. The 7th verse we can see. Samshayo Dvipadam Shreshtha Mamotpanna Sudurlabha Tasya Nanyosti Vaktavai Tvamrite Dvijapungava. I have a question and nobody else is capable of answering it correctly other than you. Utpatam Srividhan Praha Narado Bhagavan Rishihi Divyamshchaivantarikshams Parthivamsha Pitamaha Apichaidyasya Patanat Patanat Shanamautpatikam Mahat. So he tells Narada before when he has come, he has told that 3 types of Utpata. Here Utpata, I am not an expert here, but it is a Jyotisha, Phalita Jyotisha concept. That sometimes some nakshatra or something, it will give some sanketa, or an earthquake happens somewhere, it is a sanketa that a big adharma is there in that kingdom, or papa is there, like this, some nonsense they have. I don't personally believe in it. That is why probably this Adhyaya also is not that old also, you can think. Because Utpata and all concept of Phalita Jyotisha is a very later concept. If you look at Jyotisha Shastra itself, Siddhanta Jyotisha, that is the mathematical aspect, is what we see in the Vedas and it is quite older. Whereas Phalita Jyotisha developed quite later. This we see historically also to be correct, as per historians also they have shown it. So here regarding Utpata, and he's saying Narada has told this before. Nowhere when Narada comes in the beginning of Sabhā Parva does he speak of Utpata. Here he says Utpata caused in Swarga, Antariksha, Sarga Loka, Antariksha Loka, Prithvi Loka, like these it is there. 3 Utpatas are there. Because we killed Shishupala, are these Utpata, have these Utpata calmed down or are they still there? Like this question is there. It doesn't make much sense. Because Utpata, like I told, it was not there during Mahabharata time and all, very less. Jyotisha was there, but Phalita Jyotisha, this much development was not there. राज्ञस्तु वचनं श्रुत्वा पराशर सुतः प्रभुः कृष्णद्वैपायनो व्यास इदं वचनं अब्रवीत् त्रयोदश समाराजन् उत्पातानां फलं महत् सर्वक्षत्र विनाशाय भविष्यति विशाम्पते. This is after 13 years there will be a big utpata, big fight will happen where all the kshatriyas will perish. त्वामेकं कारणं कृत्वा कालेन भरतर्षभ समेतं पार्थिवं क्षत्रं क्षयं यास्यति भारत दुर्योधनापराधेन भीमार्जुन बलेन च. Because of your mistake, this yuddha will happen. Many kings will die. All the kshatriyas will perish. Even because of Duryodhana's aparadha, your aviveka, Duryodhana's aparadha, and because of Bhima and Arjuna's bala, their strength, all these kshatriyas will be vanquished. स्वप्ने द्रक्ष्यसि राजेन्द्र क्षपान्ते त्वं वृषध्वजम् नीलकण्ठं भवं स्थाणुं कपालिं त्रिपुरान्तकम् उग्रं रुद्रं पशुपतिं महादेवमुपातितं हरं शर्वं वृषं शूलं पिनाकिं पृथ्वीवाससं कैलासपूटप्रतिमं वृषभे अवस्थितं शिवं ईक्षमाणं सततं पितृराजाश्रितं दिशं पितृराजाश्रितां दिशाम् एवमीदृशकं स्वप्नं द्रक्ष्यसि त्वं विशाम्पते मा तत्कृते हि अनुधाहि कालो हि दुरितक्रमः स्वस्तितेस्तु गमिष्यामि कैलासं पर्वतं प्रति अप्रमत्तस्थितोदान्तः पृथिवीं परिपालय. He says, because this yuddha will happen and in few days you will see Lord Shiva in your dreams. He will be wearing weapons, everything, and he will be facing towards the southern side all the time. That is a sanketa that this Mahayuddha will happen. Swastitestu Gamishyami. May good happen to you. Make sure that you. He doesn't even actually tell, make sure. He just says, don't worry about this, it is to happen. Let everything be good. I will go to Kailasanam and do tapasya there, and he leaves. That time, this Dharmaraja Papa, if you take this as an authentic Adhyāya itself, Vyasa has just warned him as to what will happen. This guy, instead of taking it in a very serious, proper, serious way, he takes a different meaning. Because of me, it will happen. So what I'll do, I will make sure that nobody gets offended by me. So anybody calls me, I won't say no. Anybody bad is also there, I won't abuse them. I won't stop them. Nothing nonsense oath he'll take here. But that oath makes sense because that is why probably has agreed to even play with Dhritarashtra. This is some people they will tell this, but Shakuni very clearly says it is no oath is needed. Yudhishthira is a addict. So if you call him addict like that, only you put an alcohol in front of an addict, keep that bottle, they'll come and they'll drink it. That is how this Yudhishthira is also there. That is why he comes. This is what Shakuni tells, and that makes more sense. But since this is come in Gita Press, we are looking at it. So then he calls his brothers. He tells them like this, Vyasa has told me. So what should I do? Then they think for a while. Then he takes his oath in the 27th verse. न प्रवक्ष्यामि पुरुषं भ्रातॄन् अन्यांश्च पार्थिवान् स्थितो निदेशे जातीनां योक्ष्ये तत् समुदाहरन्. Says, I will never speak bad about any king, no matter what the reason. I will, what you say, any of my relatives, they ask anything from me, I will give it to them. So this is what some traditional people will take. That is when he says, भ्रातृन्यांश्च पार्थिवान् स्थितो नेदेश ज्ञातीनां योक्ष्ये तत् Samudaharan. When they take this verse, these traditional people say this is why Yudhishthira played. It is not because he was an addict, useless. He was a first-class addict. That is what traditional people are useless and blind at many places because they don't understand in a particular text there are a lot of interpolations, later added things. Everything they will accept. That is horrible. Like that, if you accept everything, Mahabharata is filled with contradictions. You have to throw half of the book only you have to throw because it is filled with contradictions. The critical edition, what it helps us is, it helps us by telling which is the old manuscript. In that oldest manuscript only, we see at that time only interpolations have started. Udyōga Parva only we see this. When Bhishma is made the commander, Karna says, I won't fight. Then again, when Bhishma tells about Rathi Atirata, who are Rathi here, who's an Atirata, again Karna will say, no, no, I won't fight as long as this old person is there. Very clearly, we get to know the authentic verses in Rathi Atirata Sankhya Parva is the authentic one, whereas in Bhishma Abhishechana Parva is the interpolation. Very clearly, we get to know because the verses and the character it matches in Rathi Atirata Sankhya Parva. Here, just some verse, some person Karna fan has bought and put it. Some Karna person you would have liked that Prakshepakara. He has put it there. It sounds very stupid. So, like these things are that is why critical addition is useful. And after that, our own mind also should be there. Where in critical addition there are interpolations, etc. We have to find it out. So this is why I bought is here we have to get to know. This is an interpolated verse. Why it is important that interpolations here is an interpolation, is not an interpolation. Why we have to know is because like these nonsense excuses people should not have. Yudhishthira was good. That is why he gambled. Gambling is also good now. Yudhishthira's gambling was born out of adharma. He was a first class addict. Even when other Pandavas went into incognito, this guy aramse he was playing gambling. He enjoyed his life there. That's all. Nothing you can do to defend Yudhishthira here. Anybody tells this versus, first you have to slap them by saying this is an interpolation. That's all. Because here, these things you can't use an excuse to say Yudhishthira what he did was correct because he took an oath. Absolutely unforgivable. And see this when this Adhyaya concludes, when the next Adhyaya starts, there is again not complete what it doesn't go in hand because Krishna has left. Anga Karya is completely over. Last thing is left. So Vyasa, everybody will be in the Yagashala with probably Yudhishthira and Draupadi. This is what we get to know from the next Adhyaya. When they're in the Yagashala, how can Vyasa suddenly come with his students there and all the Pandavas are there, they're sitting there listening to him like this? It doesn't make much sense. That is why Prakshepa, you can put it. Just to understand that if you take this as authentic, Yudhishthira also makes useless oaths like this. I won't offend anybody. What a useless oath. That means you should not live. If you live only, Duryodhana finds your existence only offensive. That means you have to commit suicide. Like these things you cannot be. These things you have to understand. Then in the 47th Adhyaya it starts. Vasant Duryodhanastasyam Sabhāyam Purushashrabha Shnaidadarshataam Sarvam Sabhām Shakunina Saha. Duryodhana along with Shakuni, they stayed in that Sabha. Here Sabha is not the Yagashala, but this is the Divya Sabha created by Maya. Tasyam Divyan Abhipraya Dadarsha Kuru Nandanaha Nadrishtapurva ye tena nagare Nagasahvaye. Nagasahvaye means Hastinapura. That is a synonym for Hastinapura. Nagasahvaye, then again Gajasahvaye. Like it is given. Naga doesn't not necessarily mean a serpent, but Naga in Sanskrit also is used for an elephant. That is why what happened in Kannada and all this nonsense they made it. I don't know why they did it. Ugra Pataka, they took it as a serpent flag of Duryodhana. All this is Madhvacharya and all they did. Nothing Samskrita properly they have read in Mahabharata also. Many places Bhattoji Dikshita has scolded Madhvacharya saying he has no knowledge of Vyakarana. This you can read in Bhattoji Dikshita's Brahma Sutra Bhashya, etc. He has told this. That where Pullinga Shabda should be there, he has turned it into Napumsakalinga, he has called it there. So there Naga Dwaja, that Madhvacharya has taken as Ugra Dwaja. Then from him, every other poet has taken it as Ugra Pataka, they made it. Naga means elephant. That is what Duryodhana's flag also you have to take when it comes in Virata Parva and Yuddha Parva also, it is an elephant. Gita Press very nicely, they have drawn it as elephant flag only in their illustrations. Anybody has the book, they can look at that in, I think in the Drona Parva, this thing, that illustration is there where he is talking to Drona like this and that flag is given. That is an authentic one. So he stays there and he looks at that Sabha which is not present in Hastinapur. So he is very, what to say, shocked to look at this because what happens, Phatika, remember the beginning of Sabha Parva, it is made, some floors are made of Phatika. So it looks like water, but it is not. Then where water is there, that water also is crystal clear. So it looks like Spatika. So there you think it is ground. So like these things, Duryodhana was facing. There you can see, Sakadachit Sabha Madhya Dhartarashtra Mahipati Spatikam Sthalamasadya Jalamityabhishankaya. स्वस्त्रोत्कर्षणं राज कृतवान् बुद्धिमोहितः दुर्मना विमुखश्चैव परिचक्राम तां सभाम्. While walking around that sabha, there was this patika floor. Thinking it was water, what he did, he took his kache up like this so that he should not get wet, and he kept his leg there. And when he got to his floor, he felt very ashamed. And others who are looking there, they will laugh. If you behave funny, they will laugh. But not only this guy, he has that much ahankara, no? They laugh means this guy will take it on his head only. ततस्तले निपतितो धुर्मना व्रीडितो नृपः निश्वसन् विमुखश्चापि परिचक्राम तां सभाम्. Where there was actually water, he thought it is a sphatika floor and he kept his leg there, fell down and he was completely wet. Tata sphatika sorry. Yes, sir. Tata sphatika toyam vais sphatikam bhuja shobhitam वापीं मत्वा स्थलमिव सवासाः प्राप्त तज्जले. Thinking it is Phatika floor, he keeps his leg, he falls there. It is a artificial pond there. He falls, he gets wet. Immediately servants come and they give him a new cloth. And all these verses you have to keep in your mind because this is Vyasa's version, and we have to remember this because we have to see how Duryodhana just twists everything and makes his own story while telling his father. That is why this is very important to remember. Jale nipatitam drishtva bhimaseno mahabalaha jahasa jahasuschaiva kinkarascha shriyodhanam vasamsi cha shubhanyasmai pradadu rajashasanat tatha gatam tu tam drishtva bhimaseno mahabalaha अर्जुनश्च यमौ चोभौ सर्वे ते प्राहसंस्तदा नामर्षयत् ततस्तेषाम् अवहासम् अमर्षणः. What happened? Bhimasena, that is Bhima, Arjuna, Yamu, that is the twins, all of them were there in that Sabha. So when he fell, all of them, they laughed. And then the Kinkaras, that is the Rakshasas who are protecting that Sabha, probably Bhima or somebody, they've told him to give him new clothes. While these Kinkaras, they give him new clothes, these people, they start laughing because looking at his behavior. Where there is floor, he's taking up his kache, dhoti up and thinking that it is water. And where it is water, he actually fell down. So they laughed. Here, normally we see among brothers also, we see anybody who has siblings, they know. Something happens to the elder or younger brother, the other person laughs. It's not to be taken too seriously. Duryodhana also could have laughed at his situation, but no. That is why Vyasa says, Namarshayat tatastesham avahasam amarshanaha. He knows Duryodhana's nature. They laughed, but he couldn't take that joke. He took it extremely serious and he got very angry. Akaram rakshamaanastu nasatam samudaikshata. Punarvasana mutchipya pratarishyam nivasthalam. He controls his emotion, not showing that he is actually angry. Again, when he thought that, oh, I have already fallen here, it can be another place, it is the water, he tries to tread it carefully, but there it is floor. Arurohat tatas sarve jahasuscha punarjanaha dvarum tu pihitakaram sphatikam preksha bhumipah pravisham nahato murthini vyaghurnita ivasthitah. Then what happens? Some of the what do you say? Doors are made of sphatika and they're closed, but sphatika is transparent. So he thinks there's no door here. Nearer he goes, there, but it hits his nose and his head. So others again they start laughing. Then again, where the door was actually open, he didn't go there at all, afraid where he'll get hit again. Tadrishancha paramdvaram sphatikoru sphatikoru kapatakam vigat. It's not Mahaprana. Alpa Prana Takara should be there. I don't know. Anybody has the book, they should check. Vigatayan Karabhyanto.
It is Vighattayan. Vighattayan.
Two Takaras are there. Huh?
Yeah.
Vighattayan Karabhyanto Nishkramyagre Papataha. Like this, all this comedy and all was happening. Others then laughed. You have to see here, there is no mention of Draupadi. No mention of Krishna, no mention of Yudhishthira. None of these three people are mentioned. Krishna is not mentioned, like I've told you, he has already gone to Dwaraka because Shalva Raja is attacked. And one thing to keep in mind, other than Krishna, Dwaraka was absolutely weak. We see this very clearly in Manaparva. When Shalva attacked, Pradyumna, his son, useless, nothing he could do, got defeated very easily by Shalva. Pradyumna had to use one very big Divyastra. That time Devatas come and say, no, if you use this, it will be bad. That means without the Divyastra, Pradyumna was nothing. We see this very clearly. Krishna's other son, Samba, was there. He was quite strong. We see him almost defeating the Shalva. But since Shalva had the aerial advantage, that is why he was able to win. Balarama, like I've told before also many times, only achievement defeat Jarasandha once. That is also not in Mahabharata. In some other Purana written very later. Because they don't come under Mahapurana. Harivamsha Upapurana also doesn't mention him defeating Jarasandha. Balarama's achievement in Dhanurveda is zero. Only Gada Yuddha. In front of Gada Yuddha, you cannot throw it on aerial, what you say, Vimanas. You can't do anything. So Krishna had to rush there. So Krishna was not there. Like I told, Draupadi and Dharmaraja, they are in the Yagashala. They're not supposed to come outside the Yagashala. There is a particular rule. Vyasa's version, that is why nowhere they are mentioned. Then after finally everything, when it concludes, taking permission from Yudhishthira and Draupadi, these two, they return to Hastinapura. That time, look at Vyasa. He doesn't say Duryodhana just because of this laughing, he got very angry. This is what nonsense Star Plus Mahabharata wanted to show. The Duryodhana, he's bad, but the provocation was why Pandava said that they laughed at him. That is why he got very angry and told, I want revenge. All this is bogus. You can spit on it. Very clearly, Vyasa is told, Pandava Shri, sorry, Pandava Shri Prataptasya, Pandava Shri Prataptasya, Dhyayamanasya Gachatah, Duryodhanasya Nripatehe, Papa Matirajayata. Looking at Pandava's wealth, this guy got very jealous. This is what Vyasa says. It is not because of his insult. If you look at when he tells his father the story, the insult part is very small. He tells, I couldn't tolerate them feeding Brahmanas, having so much wealth. Looking at that, my stomach was burning. This is what he tells majority. There are two Adhyāyas just to drags. That he got so much donation from them, this, that, all donations you got. Looking at their wealth, Hotte Kichu, they say in Kannada, no? His stomach blasted. It is not burning, it is blasted. And that is the reason why he wanted to play the gambling and not to take revenge of any sort of insult which he received from the Sabhā. That was not even in his mind. That is minor. He keeps it, but mainly because he was jealous. Every time, same when after Duryodhana's death, when Gandhari and all is there, Vyasa comes and says, why are you crying for your son? He was a absolute jealous person, a sadistic person. He was like this 10 doshas of Duryodhana, Vyasa tells that. Here also we see that. So looking at all the kings are under Yudhishthira, all the wealth is under him, he's unable to control. He doesn't speak the entire way itself. And that Sabha, it has this Patika floor, and suddenly there is magic there. It is actually a artificial pond and not a Spatika floor. Looking at all this, that jealousy is there, that even I want this Sabha. Why should Pandavas get it? That time Shakuni, he keeps asking what happened. Why are you behaving like this? Pramatto Dhritarashtrasya, this is the 20th verse. Putro Duryodhanastada Abhyabhashat Subalajam Bhashamanam Punah Punaha. Subalajam means from Subala, who is born. That is Shakuni. Shakuni keeps asking him, this guy doesn't reply. Finally, he breaks. Aneka Grantu Tam Drishtva Shakuni Pratyabhashata. When Shakuni kept asking, that time he says, Duryodhana. Sorry, Shakuni tells this. Duryodhana Kuto Moolam Nishwasanniva Gachasi. What is the reason for your mauna? Why are you going like this? Tell me. That time Duryodhana, he starts. This again, we have to see how he speaks also. He tells, I'll commit suicide. Not even one day he had the strength to commit suicide. Justice keeps speaking. This again in the further verses, in the 30th verse and all, we see this. So now 22nd, we have to start. Drishtamevam Prathivim Kritsnam Yudhishthira Vashananugam, looking at the entire globe being subdued by Yudhishthira. Jitamastra Pratapena Shveta Shvasya Mahatmana, by Arjuna, everything was one, etc. See here again. Tancha yagyam tatha bhutam drishtva parthasya matula. Looking at this yajna being performed, my stomach is paining. Anybody, why should they get unhappy when somebody is doing yajna? Only people who get unhappy when the yajna is happening are rakshasas. And the dhvani is very nice. The same day when Bhima was born, Duryodhana was born, Bhima was born in the morning, this guy Nishachara was born at night. That is the only difference, but the dhvani is there, that he is like Rakshasas or worse than them. यथा शक्रस्य देवेषु तथा भूतं महाद्युतेः अमर्षेण तु सम्पूर्ण दह्यमानो दिवानिशम् शुचिशुक्रागमे काले शुष्येप्तोयमिवा sorry शुष्येप्तोयमिवाल्पकम्. He has this wealth, that wealth, and no matter what the ritu, this that is what the season comes, this palace is very good to stay, etc. All this he keeps telling. Then he says, Pashya satvata mukhyena shishupalo nipatitaha na cha tatra pumanāsīd kaschit tasya padanugaha. Look at how unfairly Shishupala was killed by Krishna, but nobody spoke anything there. What were you doing? Like a dead body, you also sat. No, but he didn't speak. But he's saying, see, nobody spoke. Then he says, why I didn't speak? Also, he's trying to justify himself. Dahyamana hi rajana pandavothena bandhina shantavantaha aparadhante kohita kshamtamarhati. For no reason they killed Shishupala. How can we forgive them? Vasudevena tatkarma yatha yuktam mahat kritam siddhancha panduputranam pratapena mahatmana. Vasudeva unfairly killed this Shishupala. That is why I didn't do anything. Means he's afraid. He won't speak. He himself is a Napumsaka. Actually, all that scoldings which Shishupala told Bhishma, you are a Kliba important, he should have told Duryodhana. Nothing he did. He told, I will support you. Papa left him to die. And even in battlefield, is the same. No strength, nothing. Then he says, Shriyan tatha gatam drishtva jvalantim iva pandave amarshavashamapannaha dahyami na tathochitaha. Looking at their wealth, I am unable to live. It is burning me alive. See, nowhere he told, because they made fun of me, I am unable to live. This is what Star Plus Mahabharata and all very nicely they want to portray. Their agenda is there. Duryodhana was insulted, that is why he did it. That is why Karna also supported him. All nonsense. Nothing. Not even once he tells that I was insulted. That is why I want revenge. So you see, prior to this, what he says, such a hinopame he gives. Tadahi ratna mada vidhani nripahan nripam upatishtanta kaunteyam vaishya iva karapradaha. Just like how for the courtesans, the kings, the ministers, they give a lot of gifts because they want to have relationship with her or please her. Like that only many kings are coming, they're giving him gems, gold, etc. And they're giving him all these things. That means this guy is like a Vaishya and other kings are coming and giving gift. This is what he's telling his own brothers, that they're like Vaishya, prostitutes, courtesan. I am unable to tolerate this. Evam sa nischayam kritva tato vachanam abbravid. He does this nischaya. Then he tells Shakuni this. Vanhimeva pravakshami bhakshayishyami vavisham apovapi pravekshami nahi shakshami jivitum. I will enter fire, I'll burn myself, I will eat poison, I will drown myself in the water, but I will not stay alive anymore. I cannot live with this jealousy. One who told this he should commit suicide, jump in the fire. Nothing. Same thing he tells when he's captured by Gandharvas in Vanaparva. After he's freed from Pandava, the same shloka, there is no change. He tells that Vanhimeva pravikshami bhakshayishyami bhavisham. Same nonsense he says there. That time he says, doing upvasa, I will do upvasa and kill myself. When Rakshasas come and tell them, we will support you, all his vrata, everything he forgotten. He wears all his abharana, then aramse he goes to Hastinapura, drinks, eats meat and sleeps with the prostitutes there. It is given in Udyoga Parva. This is what Duryodhana is. Even his father, again, we'll see here, will tell. You have beautiful women, you sleep with many women, many prostitutes. Why are you unhappy? Like this, yes. There only Duryodhana's certificate is given. What type of person is he? And we get to know drinking habit he learned from his guru, Parama Guru Balarama, drinker. He is also one drunkard. Here also is a drunkard. Nothing in Duryodhana you can find. Well, at least this he should be proper. No, if I commit suicide, I should commit suicide. That also he won't do. There, Arganesh tells, I even checked this at one place. Psychologists say men, they tell that I will, sorry, men don't tell that I will commit suicide, but they commit suicide more, it seems. Women, they keep telling that I will commit suicide, but never commit. This guy is not both. He is a man, but doesn't commit suicide. But like women, he keeps saying, I will commit. So he's in middle. Madhyamastha, he is there.
Uh,
And he only,
but Duryodhana, his original name was Suyodhana, right?
no, both are his names only. There's no reason. Actually, if you look at Mahabharata, Namkara name is Duryodhana.
Oh, Namakarana itself is Duryodhana.
Duryodhana. See, difference between two is Yodhum, Dushtyam, something it comes.
Oh,
Dushkara, iti
Dushkaram.
Dushkaram or Dushkara, iti Duryodhana. One who is very difficult to find. Sutsu Yotsam or something comes there. I have seen. Sushtu Yotsam iti Suyodhana. Correct.
Sushtu Yodha iti Suyodhana.
Sushtu Yotsum, the one who or something is there, as far as I've seen. To check again. That is basically the one who fights very easily with others. Both have very good meaning. I actually prefer Duryodhana name because that means you are very difficult to defeat. It is a positive name. That is what Argana says. Duryodhana name is good, but Duryodhana is bad. What to do? So like this Suyodhana also in Mahabharata at many places it comes, but majority is Duryodhana everywhere. Even if you look at here also, Duryodhana Uvacha is there. Suyodhana Uvacha you don't get anywhere in Mahabharata.
Yeah, but in lot of Subhashitanis, Suyodhana is what is used.
Oh, they promote it to show that originally his name was Suyodhana. That is those who normally don't know Samskrita. They made him in negative by converting Su to Dur. Dush Dur is there even for Drishtadyumna. One who is born with Kavacha Kundala, Drishtadyumna they gave. That is also Dur, no? What can we do? Can we say he was a bad person? No. Drishtadyumna was good. Name is Dur means what? Dur doesn't mean negative. Durga only is there like that. What to do? So in Mahabharata, if you see Duryodhana only is the name. Everywhere it is Duryodhana. Suyodhana is very less. There is a Duryodhana Manyumayo Mahadrumaha in the Adi Parva it comes. Suyodhana Manyumayo Mahadrumaha. Krishna tells in Udyoga Parva. But Suyodhana name is useless. Duryodhana name is used more. If you look at the shlokas, Duryodhana Uvacha, Duryodhanena is more in Mahabharata. Then he says, here only he says, see, I am not a man, I am not a female. What I told only is repeating. Kohinama Pumalloke, Marsha Yishyati Satvavan, Sapatnan, Ridhyato Drishtva, Hinamatmana Mevacha. Ridhnoti, Ridhna, all this means wealth. Sapatnan, looking at your enemy, looking at the enemy's wealth, how can anybody stay happy? See, nowhere that Vairagya Drishti, Vedanta Drishti, nothing is there that I have to be content with what I have. Nothing. Sohan na stri na chapya stri, napuman na puman api, yoham tam varshayam yadya tadrishim shriyamagatam. Look at my situation. I am neither a woman nor I am a stri, nor I am a man, nor I am a navumsaka. I am nothing because I don't have the wealth my enemies have. I have, look at my situation. He keeps crying. Waterworks Duryodhana is excellent. Like that crocodile tears, it comes naturally for Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, both probably genetic it has come. Ishwaratvam Prithivyascha Vasumattan Chatadrishim Yajnam Chatadrisham Drishtva Madrishah Kona Kona Sanjvaret. Look at him. What nonsense he's saying. Kona Sanjvaret. How can people like me be happy or not get tension by looking at a yajna performed like this? Looking at yajna, if you are feeling bad and jealousy, what dirty mind it should have. In yajna, so many poor are feeded, so much happens, good happens. This guy, his stomach burns while looking at yajna. Imagine what Nietzsche is. Ravana is better at many places. That is why we see Ravana, every villain in Sanatana Dharma, even Hiranyakashipu, they're above Duryodhana. Duryodhana is the lowest of all. The others are higher. Because others, at least they had the power to do tapa and get one vardhana. This useless fellow didn't do one tapa. From his father's property, he enjoyed that son. But look at the way he says, yajna, by doing yajna, I feel angry. See here he says, asaktaschaiva evaham tamar tamahartu dripashriyam sahayamscha napashyami tena mrityum vichintaye. I don't have the strength to steal all the wealth myself alone. If not, I would have stolen it. This is where we see people keep telling, no, Duryodhana was better than Bhima. Here only certificate of Duryodhana's strength is there. If I had the strength, I would have taken. But Bhima only he couldn't fight. Again, to his father, he tells, I would have killed Bhima there only when he laughed at me, but I don't have that strength. Every time, again and again, he tells. And by this time, we learn in the non-critical editions that he was already learned from Balarama in Gada Yuddha. That means you imagine what great Guru Balarama also was. Didn't help him in any way. See, this one, many people, traditionalists, they'll take without knowing the context of this verse. Deivameva paramanye paurushancha nirarthakam. Everything is Devalila. Human effort is useless. It sounds good if it is coming from a Vedanti's mouth. Coming from this Dushta's mouth, it is funny. Drishtva kunti sute shuddham shriyam tam ahatam tatha. Looking at the wealth of these children of Kunti only, I am realizing this, that Daiva, providence only is everything, rest everything that is human effort is useless. Krito yatno maya purvam virasho tasya saubala. See, he is admitting his crimes to Shakuni. Tacha sarvam atikramya samriddhaha apisva. What is it? Samriddha apisva pankajam. He says, so much I tried to kill them before all of them have become useless, and now they are in this samriddhi. Tena daivam paramanye paurushancha nirarthakam. Again, he repeats this. By looking at this, even after doing so much conspiracy, also they are unable to. Have been a failure in killing them. That is why Deva, that is providence alone, is great. Human effort is useless. Devameva paramanya paurushancha nirarthakam is true, but it should come from people who has experienced it, not from bad people. Dhartarashtra, he ante partha vardhanti nityashaha. Look at us, we are going down and they're developing their, what we say, they are getting abhivriddhi. Like that he keeps crying. That time Shakuni speaks. Initially, Shakuni gives very good advice. Suddenly, he'll change his advice. Then Shakuni Ruvacha, it comes in the next adhyaya. Duryodhana nate avashah karyah prati yudhishtiram bhagadeyani hisvani pandavaha bhunjate sada. Why are you harboring jealousy towards them? You should not harbor jealousy towards them. Whatever they gained by their own bala, by their own strength and achievements. Vidhanam vividhakaram parantesham vidhanatah. Anekaihi abhyupayescha tvayana shakitah pura. You have tried so much before, even then, if they're not dead, that means their vidhi is also good and they've done that hard work. Arabdhascha Maharaja Punararindamaha. Like this Punararindama, like this verse starts by saying, see, all by their hard work only they've gained. Te labdha Draupadi bharya Drupadascha sutais saha sahayah prithvi labhe Vasudevascha vidyavan. They have gained Draupadi as their common wife. Drupada's other children, including Drishtadyumna, and he had many other children also. All of them have become their friends. And now they have Krishna also with them. So you cannot do anything. Labdhas-chanapi bhutarthehi pitriyamshah prithivipate. They got the half of the kingdom. It is their ancestral property. They have developed it. Dhananjayena gandivam akshayaucha mahe shudhi labdhanyastrani divyani toshayito hutashanam. By pleasing Agni Deva only, he has got the Gandiva, the two Akshaya Tumira, that is inexhaustible quivers. By all his work only, by his self-achievement, all of this is his own achievement, his own strength, he has got it. Why are you getting jealous by this? You should not get. Agni dahan mayanchapi mokshitvacha danavam sabhantam karayama sasavyasachi parantapah. Arjuna freed Maya from Agni and Krishna's wrath. That is why he told Maya to build this Sabha. What is wrong in it? Why are you getting jealous? Don't get jealous like this. There Maya also has given them Kinkara, all these Rakshasas to protect. There's no place for getting jealousy. Don't get jealous. You have Drona. He says, Dronastva Maheshvasaha Sahaputrena Vidyavan Sutaputrascha Radheyo Gautamascha Maharatha Ahancha Saha Sodaryehe Somadattacha Parthivaha Etestam Sahitas Sarvair Jayakritsnam Vasundharam. You have Drona, Ashwathama, Somadatta, that Sutaputra Karna, Kripacharya, all these are there. We'll also do this Rajasuya. Let us also do fight. Let us do it in a proper way. Don't need to be jealous. This guy will listen, no. Vayachasito Rajan Etaischanyair Maharathi Etaneva Vijeshyami Yidi Tvam Anumanyase. If you give me permission right now, I will bring all of this together and attack on these Pandavas. Again, then Shakuni says, I didn't tell you to attack on Pandavas. Do Digvijay is what I told. It clarifies. Dhananjayo Vasudevo Bhimaseno Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Drapadascha Sahatmajaihi Naite Yudhi Parajetum Shakya Devaganirapi Maharatha Maheshwasah Kritastra Yuddha Durmadaha. Nobody can win Arjuna, Krishna, Bhima, Yudhishthira, etc. in battle, so it is not logical to attack them. So don't harbor this jealousy. Then he says, if you want, I will give you the other mark. This is where Shakuni falls down. Such good advice is given. Don't harbor jealousy. But he says, see, aham tu tad vijanami vijetum yena shakyate. I know how to win over them without causing this raktapada. Yudhishtiram swayam rajan tanni bodha chushasvacha. I know a particular yukti or a plan by which without fighting them, we can win their kingdom. Yodhana gets very happy. Apramadena suhridam anyeshancha mahatmanam yadi shakya vijetum te tanmama chakshva matula. Tell me quickly, what is the way by which I can win? I will definitely do it. Shakuni gives Yudhishthira's character's weakness here only. Yudhishthira's character certificate is given by Shakuni here. Very clearly, Shakuni has understood Yudhishthira's weakness. Probably in Rajasuya, you have to play Dyūta. As an anga of the Tyaga in Rajasuya, you have to play Dyūta. Just like in Pashuyagas, as an anga, you have to eat the flesh, be it the ox flesh or anything which is used in that particular yaga, it has to be consumed. So when Pashu is used, that has to be consumed. Then if you look at Vajapeya, alcohol, strong alcohol is brewed there, that has to be consumed by Kshatriyas and Brahmanas. Even though for Brahmanas, Nishedha is there, only in that yaga they have to consume. Like that, in Rajasuya, what it is there, Dyūta should be played. In Mimamsa Shastra also, this has been discussed. I think it comes in Shashtadhyāya or Adhyāya, something there. This Rajasuya's Dyūta is discussed there. Is this anga which has to be done or not done? Isn't it against Dharma Shastra? The vichara is there. No, it has to be performed. Mimamsa concludes. So probably this guy would have noticed him there while playing his addiction. He would have noticed. That is why see the verse he says in that 19th verse. Dyūta priyascha kaunteyo nasajanati devitum samahutascha rajendro nashakshati nivartitum. Nicely in this one shloka, one Anushtup Chanda shloka he has told. Dyūta priyaha, he is an addict to gambling. Kaunteya, here it is Yudhishthira. Nasajanati devitim. Even if he doesn't know to play it, he is not good at it. Still, he has that addiction to play. Many people have this addiction in gambling. Samahutascha Rajendra. If you call him for gambling, he will never say no. That great his addiction is, that strong it is. Devena kushalascha name asti sadasho bhuvi trishulokeshu kauravya tantvam dyūte samahvaya. Nobody in these three lokas is as good as me in playing this gambling game. That is the Dyūta. Here Dyūta means the Aksha game. That is Lakshana Aksha. That is what we call as Chaupai. Normally we say, no? Normally Kavade game also we say in Kannada and all. That game is what Aksha Krida or Devana Krida is called as Dyūta.
So Shakuni had played with Yudhishthira. That is why he knows. How did he know?
See, when that in the Rajasuya Anga, when that game is played, others will be seeing how the game is taking place. Everybody is allowed to watch.
Oh, okay.
You would have noticed this. Nowhere it is told directly that he played. So probably he could have played that also. Anumana we could have done, but he has noticed his addiction. That is more important. If Shakuni can notice it, imagine how much of an addict Yudhishthira was. That is what he is. Tasya aksha kushalaha rajanadasye aham asamshayam rajyam shriyam tam deeptam tadartham purushashaba. You call him to play this game of risk, his entire sampatti I will give it to you. Idam tu sarvam tvam ragniye duryodhana nivedaya anugyatastu te pitra vijeshye tan na samshaya. Let us tell your father is Duryodhana says, no, you only first speak, then I will speak. This is also his setup, you see. First, Shakuni should go and speak. This guy will behave like a spoiled brat, that he is very sad, very depressed. He will keep quiet looking like this. When Shakuni tells everything, when Papa Dhritarashtra, he knows his father has weakness, then he will speak. Duryodhana's politics, you see, how he knows whom to send first, how they should speak. When he should enter, everything he'll execute. In modern day, if Duryodhana stood for election, he would have won. That good he is. He knows how to play with the sentiments. Then they come to Hastinapura. Then he enters his father's chambers. That time he's quiet. Shakuni will first speak. He is very sad. He looks there sad. Then Shakuni he speaks. Duryodhano Maharaja Vivarno Harinah Krishaha Dinaschinta Paschaiva Tamvidhi Manujadipa. Oh, you Duryodhana has become very weak. He's become very uh, what's your Dina here? It is to say he has become a bit thin. Basically, he's not eating any food. That is what he's trying to say. These words like Dina or what you say, Harinaha, Krishaha, directly in English in word you can't translate. They're like that only. In Sanskrit only that Swarasya is there. Navai parikshase samyak asahyam putra sambhavam jyeshta putrasya hritshokam kimartham nav buddhyase. We are unable to find why he is unhappy. Look at who he has told Shakuni. He has told Shakuni everything that why I am unhappy. But see, he tells Shakuni, tell father that you also don't know. That means what? His father is blind. First, only insecurity. Then, oh, my son is suffering like this. It grows more that, oh, what happened to my son? I have to please him. He knows his father's weakness and see how he plays. What a dirty person. His parents also he didn't leave. For his own sake, his parents also he used. That's how bad Duryodhana is. Then Dhritarashtra he speaks. Duryodhanena puto moolam vrishamartosi putraka. Then he starts asking why Duryodhana is unhappy. I will go and speak to him. Then he comes there. Then he asks him, why are you unhappy? The 9th verse onwards it starts. Is the 49th Adhyāya. Achādayasi pravaran ashnasi vishadaudanam ajaneya vahantyashvyaha kenasi harinahrishaha. You wear very good clothes, expensive clothes. You sleep on very good. You wear very good clothes. Cover yourself with very good clothes. You eat every type of food. That is basically in commentary it says bhaksha, bhojya, mamsa, everything. There when he is fallen in the battlefield, when his thigh is broken, he says, I have eaten that flesh, this flesh, all exotic flesh, Chinese type person. He has tasted everything. Probably he has even eaten human flesh also. We cannot tell no because of the way he behaves. This is you have eaten everything, you have very good clothes. Why are you unhappy? See, this next one. Very good verse. This 10th verse, it shows about how bad Dhritarashtra is and how bad also Duryodhana is, and how casually they are speaking about such things which are very personal. Shayanani Maharnani. Your bed is big, very beautiful. Yoshitascha Manorama. It is decorated with young, beautiful courtesans and prostitutes. This only shows Duryodhana's character. Casually, he is enjoying with women. And people, they tell he's good, he's Suyodhana, great, Dharmatma. And that shameless Balarama also says Duryodhana is great. All this here, his father only is telling. Yoshita Manorava, see, they're also very clear. Yoshita, they're young, beautiful courtesans. You're enjoying them every day. Gunavanti cha Veshmani, Viharascha Yathasukam. Wherever you want, you're able to travel. You are wearing very beautiful clothes. So, what is your problem? Devanam iva te sarvam vachi baddhan na samshaya. Like a deva, you are enjoying everything. He is a prince. What is not to enjoy? Sadina iva durdhasya kasmat shochasi putraka. Oh son, why are you unhappy? He is asking him. Gentle question only. Tarashtra spoiled him. It shows how much he has spoiled, giving him so many prostitutes. This is there again in Udyāga Parva when he goes to the place where Pandavas are there in the Naimisharanya. Not just his multiple wives, he brings even prostitutes to show in front of Pandavas. See, I am enjoying with women. I am enjoying my life, both physically, sexually, with money, everything he brings. He brings a lot of wealth to show. See your state, see my state. Dirty-minded person, and this person, many people in their books, useless book of Devadatta Patnaik. Then there are other books of English authors. I think it is called Palace of Illusions or some other nonsense books are written. There they try to show Duryodhana very good.
Ashtashiti Sahasrani is not 88,000.
Ashta, Ashiti, no.
Ashtashiti, 88.
Sahasrani. Oh, 88,000. Kshamyatama. No, my samasa splitting is wrong. I took it in the wrong way. Yes. Ashtashiti Sahasrani, 88,000 it should be. Should be. If they were separate, it would have been 1,080. Correct. Thank you for correcting. Ashtashiti. 88,000. Correct. 88,000 Brahmanas were there. For them, each of them, 30 servants were kept looking at them. This guy was jealous. There he says, Dashanyani Sahasrani Nityam Tatranu Nityam Tatra Annamuttamam Gunjate Rukma Patri Bihi Yudhishthiraha Aniveshane. In Yudhishthira's palace, every day 10,000 Brahmanas, 10,000, that is probably he is referring to these Snatakas. Among that 88,000, every day 10,000 was fed, or any 10,000 people with Brahmanas every day. They were made to eat in golden plates and they were happy eating that. Looking at them, I was jealous. Looking at others eating happily, this person is getting jealous. Means again, you have to see what characteristic he has. Duryodhana does not. I'll challenge anybody. Anybody can take up this challenge also. Who has read Mahabharata or is reading them. One good quality of Duryodhana in one shloka, if they can tell, no, we can change our name like that. I can challenge because there's not even a single good quality here. Here in front, not even a single good quality in this person. That is why Duryodhana again keeps falling down, down, down. Then he says Kamboja Raja gave them Krishna Charma. That too, dark color, a bit bluish color, reddish color. Kadali Mriga. Kadala is a deer species. Their skin he donated. Lot of wealth, jewel, etc. was given. In the Tyaga, he received so much wealth. My hands were paining taking that wealth. He says, imagine. These lot of descriptions are there. This we can skip. None of these are needed. Anybody interested, they can look at it. There again, further, when the Dana description comes, some we need to get to know that Varuna Deva and all sent particular Shanka for the above Snana. That and all we'll see. But here and all, we don't need to see. Again, here, his jealousy by looking at Brahmanas, it is shown. 30th verse you can see. Idam chat bhutam asit tanme nigadita shrunu. Look, I'll tell you what happened there. That was very ascharya, very, what you say, surprising thing. Purne shatasahasre tu vipranam parivishyatam sthapita tatra sanya bhut shanko dhmayati nityashah. Every day when 1 lakh Brahmanas finish eating, they used to blow that shanka. That is to show 1 lakh we have fed. And see, he says, so that used to happen. And every time I was hearing the shanka, muhurmuhu pranadataha tasya shankasya bharata anisham shabdam ashrosham tato romani me aharshan. That shanka, I was continuously hearing that sound, that so many lakhs and lakhs of Brahmanas were fed. I was unable to tolerate this. Here, aharshan should not be taken that he is surprised or that goosebumps. He will tell in the further verse that I am unable to digest it. So that is why Anvaya has to happen there.
So it is Ahrishan, no, not Aharshan. Ahrishan.
Aharshan.
Oh,
Sorry,
in my book it is Me Hrishan.
No, me Ahrishan. That Avagraha China is there. No, Hrishan is
No,
not.
it is Hrishan. It is not Aharshan. You are talking Aharshan.
I put Repha. Aharshan.
Ahrishan.
Ahrishan, yeah, correct. I thought you were telling it is May Hrishan instead of May Aharshan. Sorry, yeah, again, May Ahrishan. Yeah, I thought you were saying May Hrishan should be there. Okay. I didn't notice me telling that Repha. Thank you for correcting. He tells this. Imagine lakhs of Brahmanas, that too, again and again, if they're blowing the conch means what? Lakhs and lakhs of Brahmana at one time are eating and they're getting them up and going. That too, in the gold plate they're eating. No, this guy's stomach is burning. Parthivair bahubhishtirnam upasthanam didrikshubhihi Ashobhata Maharaja Nakshatra Vyauri Vamala. The kings also, many kings were there in the Yajna Mandapa. In Shrauta Yaga in the Rajasva, that's what is supposed to take place. All the kings, they will arrive, they will sit there and they will look at that. So it's just like how the entire Akasha is decorated by stars, that Yagyashala, like an Akasha, was decorated by the stars, like these kings, they're like the stars in that Akasha, like that it tells. सर्वरत्नानि उपादाय पार्थिवा वै जनेश्वर यज्ञे तस्य महाराज पाण्डुपुत्रस्य धीमतः. They gave him a lot of different exotic gems. This Adhyāya will finish, then just a few more shlokas, then we'll finish it off. I'll just take 5 minutes, that's all I'll take. Then from next Adhyāya, separately we will do. Then again, same, like Vaishyas, how they give bhojana, and see how bad he says, Vaishya iva mahipala dvijati paraveshakaha. Like how Vaishyas give food, like that he brings, like that how they're feeding the Brahmanas here. Like as though these people are Vaishyas and they're feeding these Brahmanas. Some hinopame is trying to do. Then see, he says, Tan Drishpa Panduputrasya Shriyam Paramikamaham Shantinna Parigachami Dakhyamanena Chetasa. Looking at their wealth, looking at how this yaga took place, I have no peace. See how bad this entire thing shows how dirty Duryodhana is. Shakuni, then he brings that. She has told Shakuni very well. When I tell that this, you come and give a suggestion that there is a way, instead of fighting them directly, indirectly we can take their wealth. Then he says, Yameta what is that? Yameta Matulam Lakshmim Drishtavanasi Pandave. He starts. Then he says, I will give you a suggestion what we can do to take their wealth. Dyūta priyascha kaunteyo nacha janati devitum. Same shloka he repeats here. Yudhishthira doesn't know to play well, but still he has addiction. We can call him. Then we will aram se play, loot them very nicely. Dhritarashtra, for all his badness, no, Dhritarashtra's one redeeming quality is he is a bit hesitant. Unlike Duryodhana, Duryodhana has no hesitation. He will tell, kill that Brahmana, burn this Krishna, tie him. Dhritarashtra is very afraid. That one thing is there in Dhritarashtra. So when he says Dyūta, he feels very afraid. That time Dhritarashtra says, Kshatta mantri mahaprajna sthito yasyasmi shasane tena sangamya vetsyami karyasyasya vinishchayam. I will call Vidura, I'll speak to him, then only we will decide. Nahi dharmam puraskritya dirgadarshi param hitam. Vidura will never tell us anything adharma, we will do what he only says, Ubhayoho pakshayor yuktam. Like that he tells. That time see Duryodhana, he knows if Vidura comes, the plan will fail. That time see what dirtily he speaks to his father. Nivartayishyati tvaso yadi kshatta sameshyati. If Kshatta, that Shudra son comes here, that means you will definitely change your decision of calling them to prayer. Then you will not send them the what you say invitation. Nivritte tvayi Rajendra Marishye aham asamshayam. If he comes and he gives you an advice to not play and you will say yes, that time I will commit suicide itself. Sattvam, see, this is what normally in household and all will say. After I die, you be happy. Normally even parents will use this. Here he is using it on his father. Sattvam mayi mrite rajam vidureda sukhi bhava bhokshe prithivi pratsram kim maya tvam karishyasi. After I commit suicide and with utmost peace, you rule with you Vidura. Be happy with Vidura. Rule this Prithvi, he says. He knows his father's weakness. That time he says, you don't do. For your sake, see what I will do. Shamelessly, now we'll start. The lifetime achievement of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana is told in 48th shloka. Sthuna sahasrai brihatim shatadvaram sabham mama manoramam darshaniyam darshaniyam ashu, it should be, I think. Makara is there, is what I think. Kurvantu shilpinah, I think darshaniyam ashu should be the word there. I don't know. Here is a bit error. Anybody has the book, they can tell me what it is there. So he says, I'll build one big casino. It will have 100 doors and thousands of pillars it will have. You don't need to worry. We will call them. It will be decorated with gems. Tatas samstirya ratnaistam takshana anaya sarvashaha. Like this he says. He's very happy when he tells. He says, I'll call Vidura. Dhritarashtra Maharaja Prahino Viduraya vai. He tells his messenger, go tell Vidura that he has to go and invite Pandavas. Look at Duryodhana is intelligent. He knows if he sends somebody else, Yudhishthira might not accept. But if Vidura only goes and calls him, Pandavas might accept, thinking that there is no trap. Look at his excellent planning there. If Duryodhana was good, it would have been an excellent, probably equivalent to Krishna in that shrewdness. But unfortunately, it was there in bad. Getting to know his idea, Vidura tells her, Nabhinandami te rajan vyavasayam imam prabho putrair bhedo yatha nasya dyūta hetoho tatha kuru. I don't like this idea of yours. It will cause division between your children. Your children means Duryodhana and Pandavas. Pandavas also are your children, like that he is bringing. See, Dhritarashtra. Dirty mind, father genetics. You can see how father also Nietzsche is. Chattah putreshu putrairme kalaho na bhavishyati. It won't happen. Yadi devav prasadannaha karishyanti na samshayah. If we have God's blessing, it won't happen. So don't need to worry. God is there with us. Like this, he speaks. Ashubham va api hitam va yadi va hitam. Let Shubha happen, Ashubha happen. Let benefit happen, or let it be our own downfall. Pravartatam suhridyūtam drishtametan na samshayah. We will play this friendly gambling game, it seems. This suhridyūtam, we cannot translate it to English. Basically, what is trying to say? A friendly, what you say, Dyūta. Dyūta by nature is not friendly. Rigveda is a big sukta saying the one who plays he will lose his wife will keep crying, oh my husband, why are you alive? Please die so that we'll be free from your Dyūta Vyasana. Like this Rigveda and all in the Dashama Mandala, sukta is there. Aksha sukta it is called. It is based on gambling only. This guy is Swashaka is Rigveda and see how he is speaking. सुहृद्रुत महि सन्निहिते द्रोणे भीष्मे त्वयि च भारत अनयो दैव विहितो न कथंचित् भविष्यति. I am there, you are there, Bhishma, Drona are there. What bad can happen? He knows Bhishma is also useless. Madhyavas satatam Bhishma, middle person, won't speak anything. Drona also is like Ashwathama, will keep quiet. So we are there, what wrong will happen? Gachatvam rathamasthaya. Take the chariot and go directly to Khandava Prastha and call them. When after this all is over, then he says, Devameva Paramanye, Tadupa Padyate. He will wash his hand by telling this dialogue everywhere. God, providence is everything. It is providence that this is happening. It is not my vicha, but still providence. My son wants it, I will do it. Stupidity of Dhritarashtra is this everywhere. Devameva Paramanye, Devameva Paramanye. Vidura after this small verse, but it is very significant is what I feel. Ityukto viduro dhiman nedam astiti chintayan. It is not correct, it is not good. Thinking that apageyam mahapragyam abhyagachat sudukkhitaha. Apageyaha, it is son of water, which is Bhishma. He goes to Bhishma's chamber and he speaks to him, is given what speaks, what happens between them, nothing is there. In B.R. Chopra Mahabharata, they've imagined it. It is quite good imagination is there. But here, that small details is that probably whenever Vidura felt nobody is there to listen, he had some connection to Bhishma or affection towards Bhishma, because there also in Sabhā Parva, Adi Parva, he says, you are my father, you are my mother, you are only my brother, you are everything to me. So whatever you tell, I will listen. In the marriage proposal for Pandu, Vidura speaks this. So closeness was there, that is why he goes and he speaks to him. So here we will conclude this 49th Adhyāyas. Next week we'll start with the 50th Adhyāya, where Duryodhana's version as to what happened in the Sabhā, he gives fully different version. Papa, he brings Krishna also. The Krishna also is shameless. He laughed at me. He lies. All this we will see here. The next Adhyaya. Then directly we can go to Vidura going to Khandava Prastha and warning Yudhishthira not to play. All that we'll see next week. So for today, here we conclude. Anybody has any questions regarding this Adhyayas which you have seen on the previous Shishupala? Anything?
No questions from my side.
Others?
No questions.
No from my side.
Rakshitji, you were trying to say something?
No, I said even I have no questions this time. If I have, maybe next time I'll ask you.
Nothing from me either.
Okay. Then I think this time we can conclude. Again, like I told, remember certain incidents, because the next Adhyaya itself we see contradiction to that, what Duryodhana narrates. So The first Adhyāya, again, go take a reading through it. Briefly, you can read it. So we'll stop with the Shanti Patha. ॐ ऋचो अक्षरे परमेभ्यो मन यस्मिन् देवा अधिविश्वे निषेदुः यस्तन्न वेद किमृचा करिष्यति य इत्तद्विदुस्त इमे समासते भद्रन्नो अपि वात यमनाः शान्ता पृथिवी शिवमन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्नो देव्यभयन्नो अस्तु शिवादिशः प्रदिश उद्दिशो न आपो विद्युतः परिपान्तु सर्वतः शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Just one thing, whenever I bring Balarama here, it's not like I have any personal hatred against him. But what I am trying to do is not go with what Bhagavata Purana say, because these Puranas are written, they're unauthentic Puranas. There have been lot of very good critical scholarly work saying that Bhagavata Purana was written after the time of Madhva, probably Ramanujacharya, during the time of Madhvacharya. Because though it has Advaita content, not one Shankaracharya quotes it. Though it has Vishishtadvaita content, not once Ramanujacharya quotes it, if it is so helpful. And the manuscripts are not very old also. Quotation is not found in any old Brahma Sutras. That is what happens there. Whitewashing of Balarama, everything is done. They have tried to put scent to him to make him smell good, but he smells bad. You can't do anything. In Mahabharata, that is why whenever I scold Balarama or tell anything that he's not a good person, it is as per Mahabharata what Vyasa has painted. So nobody should hear anybody Sri Vaishnava or anybody who says I like Krishna Balarama. I won't apologize saying that I apologize for scolding Balarama because I hate him to the core. Anybody comes to debate with him, I will debate saying Balarama and Gandhi are not different, because the shlokas are there where horribly he behaves, indirectly scolding Krishna, also saying you have done bad, you should have agreed with Duryodhana, even if he doesn't give you any villages, so what, you should make peace, like these and all he has spoken. So that hatred is there. But we have here, whenever I bring, it's not unfairly I'm criticizing what Duryodhana has learned from his Guru Balarama only, I have told. So nobody should feel anything bad that I am doing injustice to Balarama. Balarama was bad. Injustice I don't need to do. He himself is like that. That's all I have to clarify. Because nobody should come and tell me that how can you talk about Balarama like this? He's Sheshavatara. Let him be Sheshavatara. I don't give a damn. I respect Lakshmana. He's a great person. Not Balarama. Balarama is not at all good. He and Gandhi have no difference. Same philosophy, same thing he tells Pandavas. Let Kauravas kill you, you should just same thing what Gandhi told Hindus. Muslims will kill you, but be good. Same, there's no difference. A shloka also you can read in Udyoga Parva. That is why anybody has problem, you digest it. Like Bhishma, how he heard that abuses and kept quiet. You guys also have to do it. That's all. That is my opinion.
So Mahodaya, so are you saying, or did I hear correctly? Even Shankaracharya has not commented on Bhagavata, like anything. He
There
has
is
not.
no quotation of Bhagavata prior to Ramanuja's period. Even in Ramanuja's time, it was not there. It is later. And you can very easily get to know the contents of Bhagavata. It says that Vyasa wrote Mahabharata. He was not happy with the Panchama Veda. That is why he wrote Bhagavata. That Bhagavata, you can throw it away. You won't lose anything in this world. If Bhagavata was burnt and unavailable, not big loss. If Mahabharata was unavailable to us, it would have been a huge loss for us. But it is saying, even after writing Mahabharata, so much Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita is there, he was not happy. How can anybody with logic accept it?
Yeah, I
When
mean, that's what.
Vyasa's son dies prior to Kurukshetra battle, he gets moksha, gets Shiva Sayujya, says Anushasana Parva. Here his own son is narrating Bhagavata to Janamejaya. Yeah, you can drop off. Dead body, how can it give a story? It cannot give a story. So Bhagavata is filled with contradictions with Mahabharata. That is why there have been a lot of good scholarly works to show Bhagavata means Devi Bhagavata, not this Krishna Bhagavata. This is a very later added this thing. Very great Samskrita scholars also have shown it. It's a critical work. Of course, traditional people won't accept. They even blindly accept Smritis written during Muslim period also. So I don't even respect their acceptance or not. But historically, if you see, Bhagavata comes after Ramanuja's period. Not
After what? After
Ramanujacharya's period.
Oh, I
Because
see.
Ramanujacharya himself never quotes it.
That is what, like 1600?
No, Ramanuja comes under the Dyūta 11.
Shankaracharya is 800.
Yeah, Shankaracharya's debate is there. He and Kumarila Bhatta, if they're taken at the same time, Kumarila Bhattapada is supposed to be during 6th, 600. So Shankaracharya between 600 to
The
800.
6th century only is
Kumarila
Shankaracharya.
Bhatta. But that also they say he could be older. So Kumarila Bhatta, Shankaracharya, what? Take between 200 to 600. He is not after 600, that is sure. Then after him, an old other Bhashyakara is Shrikantha. Shrikantha Shivacharya. Some inscriptions give he is 8th century. But the timeline you can put is either he was Shankara Samakalina or he was during the 8th century period. This is Shrikantha. After Shrikantha, after so many years, 200 years, Ramanujacharya comes. I think he's around 1000 or something, or 1000 only is what I feel. He comes during the 11th century, Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya period also, from Shrikantha Kumarila Bhatta, Shrikantha doesn't quote, Kumarila Bhatta doesn't quote. Shankaracharya doesn't quote. You can say Shrikantha is a Shaiva, he is not quoting. Shankaracharya is neutral, he is not quoted. This guy being a Vaishnava, Ramanujacharya doesn't quote. Madhvacharya does, but Madhvacharya came way later after Ramanujacharya. And by his time, lot of contaminations is there. He only has added a lot of masala in Puranas. This anybody, if they read Puranas, they'll get to know. He'll say, no, that is lost. But Vyasa has revealed it to me. Nobody can believe that. Tomorrow I will claim, I will write one Anushtup Chanda Shloka, Vyasa has revealed it to me. That kind of belief we cannot. But till the time of Ramanujacharya, 11th century, we don't find. And we see 11th century only Muslims started attacking more in larger numbers. So during the attempt to increase bhakti, probably this book was written by a devotee. That there's a Samshodhana Patra thesis work, many thesis works saying that Bhagavata was written at a very later time, medieval age. But other Puranas are quite older. Vishnu Purana is very old. Linga Purana is very old. In Shiva Purana also, Rudra Samhita, Vayaviya Samhita, these are quite older portions of Shiva Purana. Very clearly we get to know because Shrikantha quotes it. And older Bhashyakaras quote these parts of those Puranas. We get to know Skanda Purana is also quite old, but lot of interpolations are there. Bhagavata is not. It is very new compared to them. Even the Shaili, Shloka Shaili is more difficult because Puranas have simple Shloka, simpler than Mahabharata. But Bhagavata has big chandas, more difficult words. You get to know that it doesn't match Vyasa's style of writing. So, yes, Bhagavata is a very later. There, Balarama and Stuti is there. That Balarama even I like. But unfortunately, that is not the true Balarama. What problem has happened? We think Balarama is Lakshmana's avatar. No, Lakshmana was 1,000, not million times better than Balarama. In Ramayana, if you read, at many places, you feel Lakshmana is better than Rama because Rama will succumb to emotions, but Lakshmana will pull him like an anchor and advise him good things. Balarama indirectly is telling Krishna, you do adharma. There is no difference, literally, I'm telling no difference between him and Gandhi in that aspect. Balarama's this thing. So what happens? That version of Balarama we cannot accept while reading Mahabharata. You will see this in Udyoga Parva. You will get angry by looking at his verses. Especially if anybody here doesn't like Gandhi, they will burst at Balarama. I am okay with Gandhi. I only get angry. Imagine people.
I do not. I mean, lately, knowing what has happened.
So,
but look at the politicians. Without taking the name, they think the world will not move.
You can see if traditional Mathadipatis are respecting Balarama, our politicians are nothing. The day when we start not respecting people like Balarama, because they are advising bad. Not even once he goes to his student and says, no, make peace. Nothing he does to Duryodhana. Instead, he scolds Krishna, saying, why did you not adjust with what Duryodhana gives? That means Duryodhana will spit and you should accept it. Whatever conditions he has kept. You think Krishna will accept? Krishna will keep quiet. He doesn't speak because he's elder. But he knows his brother very well. His brother, no, I tell very honestly, Balarama, you cannot like if you read Mahabharata. He is not a likable character. He is not even a strong character like how TV serials or cartoons make over. Balarama, very strong. Nothing. Zero achievement he has, to be honest. In front of Bhishma, he will die. I'll be honest. In a battlefield, if he fights Bhishma, he will get killed. That weak he is. That is why Duryodhana also doesn't force him to fight. Gada Yuddha, he knew very well. But in Gada Yuddha, doesn't win battles. Dhanurveda only wins. Those times, technology developed. So, Balarama, you cannot like. That is why I bought Balarama there in the beginning also, while criticizing Duryodhana. Why? Because he learned these from Balarama. This type of politics, he learned it from his guru. You learn from your ideals only. That is what he learned. To drink also, he learned from him. Everything he has learned from him. All the bad things that is there. So that is why I bought Balarama in the beginning. I just want to clarify. Don't put any akshepas on me. It doesn't work because I don't like him. No matter 1,000 times you say he's good, for me he's bad only. That's what I wanted to tell. Because some person had put a message. It was a number, so I didn't notice, but it is there in the group saying, "How can you scold Balarama like this? How can you tell he's like this?" I didn't reply, but that is why I wanted to tell you. I will scold him because I don't like him. That's all. Just clarification because somebody put that message. That's all.
You forgive my ignorance, or I'm making this statement. I think what you are saying, you say it, but without that hate part, then everything will be okay.
No, but I truly hate him. What to do?
But Krishna says, right? Nadveshta. There is the
That means why
shloka.
did Krishna hate Duryodhana? When he died, he was happy, Appa. See, it is there. It is good. You're not supposed to hate. See, hating the Balarama, I am not doing anything bad to others, no. So it is no problem. But see, that means we should all love Gandhi. We should all love Jinnah. We should all love Nehru. Nehru was million times worse than Gandhi. Gandhi was better than Nehru, you can say. That bad Nehru was. So can we use this verse and says, let us hug Nehru?
Yeah.
We cannot do.
I know.
Practicality is one thing, theory is one thing.
But
in
what
theory,
has happened to Indians? I feel like, oh my God, they are in slumber. Like nothing is making them wake up.
see, like I tell, problem is with the traditionalists also, so-called traditionalists, the Mathadhipatis, etc. Nothing they do. Be honest. Other than promoting Sanskrit, they'll say Mimamsa, Vedanta, Hahu, they'll say, okay. But how is that useful every day in your life? Can I apply Mimamsa in my life? If somebody is coming to kill me, I will tell, Mad Marananukula Vyaparavan, he'll say he'll kill me. That's all. Practicality comes in Mahabharata. But they won't touch Mahabharata because it will break their narrow-mindedness. In Mahabharata, like I told, many places Shudras learning Veda is there. Women learning Veda, doing Agnihotra is there. What will your Mathadhipati say? Appa? See, I like Shringeri Matha, but Shringeri Matha doesn't allow women to read Vedas. If they read this, their tongue will fall down, I'll tell.
I know. This is such an irony that, we have.
See, till Kalidasa's time, we see women learning Vedas. He mentions that. Bhavabhuti, Kalidasa. It's only during the time of Kumarila Bhatta Shankaracharya this started. Prior to that, very clearly, you have archaeological evidence, literally evidence, Mahabharata, big evidence. Mahabharata, less Ramayana, you read, they will get heart attack and die. Because Kausalya is performing all the Agnikarya. Her husband useless, sitting there, enjoying. She, Papa, is doing all the hard work, chanting the mantra, everything. None of the traditionalists take. See, if we learn Mahabharata Ramayana, we will learn how to be. The Kshatriya spirit will come to fight because in Mahabharata it is there. Where are Mathadhipatis promoting Kshatriya Dharma? Telling be Brahma only. Brahma is useless without strength. Same thing, strength is useless without Brahma because Brahma without strength becomes weakness, only bookish knowledge. Strength without Brahma becomes sadism, like Duryodhana. Duryodhana didn't have the Brahmajnana. He had the Bala, he had Bhishma, everybody in his pocket, Bala. That turns barbaric. Both should be there. Unfortunately, in our this thing, what has happened? Kshatriya has been removed completely. It started prior to Gandhi only, it started. And Gandhi was nothing but Gandhi is very clear, at least he's honest that I am influenced by Jainism more. At least he was honest to say it was not Hinduism which influenced good, nice. It is only his useless Congress people are saying Hinduism says about Ahimsa like this. No, Gandhi in his letter is clear, I am influenced by Jainism. Jainism has that concept of extreme Ahimsa. That is why it is impractical religion. You can see how less people are there in Jaina. They might have money, but anybody attacks them, Jainas will get laid down. That's all. That is how weak they are, because they don't give importance to Kshatriya much. Bauddha also, they didn't give much, but they were very cruel as Muslims towards Hindus. That is why they survived for at least a while. But nowadays, if you see, the Kshatriya spirit is killed off. Okay,
They will.
Gandhi, he told, but Gandhi again is written, it is my belief. Others let them do with violence. I don't care. My belief I will do. This is he has written in his letter.
No, not only that. He says, if they want to come and kill you, let us surrender.
No,
Let-
that he
let-
tells.
let-
But elsewhere in his letter, he says when Subhash Chandra Bose is fighting with the strength, he says Subhash Chandra Bose is doing what he thinks is right. I am doing what I think is right. Both of us are doing for the country. Whoever gets independence first, good. That is what he tells. His useless followers only are the problem. He is dead. Over. See, Gandhi told Congress should be destroyed. How many of his followers are accepting it? None. When he told the day he told that Congress should be dissolved, earlier next puff, he's got shot dead. By his own Shishya, they say. That is also conspiracy is there. But that I'm telling you, it started prior to Gandhi. From the Britishers, it started killing the Kshatriya spirit. Then Gandhi came. Then when Nehru came, he made it even stronger in Indians that Kshatriya spirit, he wiped it out in India.
Yes.
And see, at least few years before, our older generation, they had patriotism. At least that was there.
Yes.
Nowadays, in youth, no patriotism. You give them one lakh extra, they will go to America, they'll lick their boot, America, and say, we will be Americans, we don't want to be Hindus or Indians. When such thing is there, how will that Kshatriya spirit come?
I know. But even these discourses, Mahodaya, somebody should start. Like,
Oh,
okay.
Shatabdi and Dr. R. Ganesh has done such a great service. But how many people will listen? Because he will go against the traditional people. He will say they all are nonsense. He is openly scolded even Mathadipatis, saying, see what nonsense they're doing, but what our Shastras. If you read Shatavadani Ganesh, listen to his works, you will never have problem with the Kshatra aspect at all. People become proper. His one book called The Essential Sanatana Dharma, you read lot of clarifications in Hinduism basics. His book called Kshatra, which I'm currently reading, not yet over. There, the history of Kshatra Parampara in Hindu Dharma, after all, you read automatically Kshatra Dharma will come. But good people's books are never promoted, even by people like Mathadipatis. Will Vidushekhara Bharati come and promote his book? No, he won't even stand next to him.
But he is still one exception. I never heard anyone else before talking about so much has happened to us. Foreigners came here, like bits of information Sannidhanam is giving. I'm so, even to hear that, I'm so like.
For a person sitting in that place, is it okay? No, he should give
No,
more.
it should be even more, but there is nothing, right? At least we are hearing,
No, but see, I'll be very honest. The Sringeri Mathas are highly casteist. This we have to accept. I have seen it. If you want to unite Hindus, you are doing Bheda in Varna. How will that unity work? That way, Gandhi is sometimes better. At least his idea was to unite people. Whatever wrong he had, that idea, that good idea he had, we should unite. He might be misguided, but his ideal was good. That his goal was good. Even Subhash Chandra Bose completely put away Varna. Vivekananda very strongly criticizes it. But the same Shingri people don't like Vivekananda. Why? Because he is criticized Varnashrama. And the Ahankara is there among the Brahmanas here. You are born a Brahmana, you are great. No. Yesterday I told you are born, you can only be born with the BP, diabetes, or some or the other genetic disorder only you can get from your parents, not any Pulya. So that is the problem there within our Mathadipatis, within our people. What can we do? See, unless we correct all these, we cannot become strong. Because Mathadipatis are they promoting, take weapons, be ready, fight, be ready for a fight. Nothing they're doing. They're also living in a slumber only. That Muslims will not kill them. Everything Kala, this Kali Yuga, that one great example. It's all Kali Yuga, that is why it will happen. Kali Yuga, then I will tell tomorrow. Kali Yuga, I will rape women, it is Kali Yuga. Can I tell that? No, can I tell that? Is it logical? No. Karma is there. That is what Krishna says, no? Do your karma. If you keep telling everything is Daiva like this useless Dhritarashtra, we know what Dhritarashtra did. Huge Yuddha happened, his children got killed. We don't want that. So we should be practical. Believe in your gods. Believe there is Alaukika. There's no problem. But you should not be so blind that you should know which scripture is old, what scriptures are teaching. Everything you take bookish literal means God also cannot help you. That's all I can tell. The problem with our Madhyadhipatis or traditional people is this: they take everything literally. I have seen how bad traditional people are. I've seen how they speak. I feel I will chop their head if they were in front of me. That bad words they use against low caste. They'll say, you are
Really?
meant to serve us. Why are you speaking? How can you give Upadesha to me? The Hindi words they use, I can't even speak it. That bad they abuse Shudras and all.
You mean today they talk like that?
Even today it is there.
Mm.
I have heard it. I have seen it in Instagram, in your Facebook, in live debates. So-called traditionalists, Brahmanas, they're supposed to be. One Shikha they don't have, and they're arguing about who's a Shudra, who's a Brahmana. They don't even wear veshti like this, like me, Angavastra veshti, and they call themselves Brahmana. But they speak like this because this is what in Smartism, unfortunately, it has become that. Casteism is high. In Vaishnavism, the problem is they hate Shaivas.
I know.
In Smartism, the problem is highly casteist, highly bad view of against what you say, women also. In the Shaivas, the biggest problem in that there are many branches, most are dead. If you take Tamil Shaiva Siddhanta, they're good. They don't interfere with anything. Very peaceful people, very sweet people. They're in their own thing. Same thing with Kashmira Shaiva. Veera Shaivism. I myself have Veera Shaiva style. So they are just as bad as Vaishnavas. Why these two together are equal to Islam. They have killed people. They have persecuted Jains, Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas also have done the same. No difference. The only difference between Muslims and them is they accept Quran. These people are accepting Vedas. That's all. But these things have happened. If you want to clear it, we should know there are weaknesses. We should rise above these differences. If we cannot, all this Kshatra talk won't work. That is why we have to read which book. One book is enough. Read one Mahabharata, read it 1,000 in your entire lifetime. Don't read Vedas also until Brahmanas. You read Mahabharata, you will know things better. Because Vedas also are very sandigdha, cryptic. This thing is telling Vedas essence. But reading this also, if they are unable to understand, what can I hit or give medicine to make them understand? Nothing. So Mahabharata, you understand well, there's no problem. All our problems will be solved. Problem is traditionalists don't teach Mahabharata as it is. They will try to change everything. They would. Have you seen any of the traditionalists saying how Duryodhana's politics, how it is doing Anuvada with modern? And nothing. They'll say Duryodhana, Kali Avatara, this is all Leela of Ishvara. That's all they'll do. They don't learn anything. Everything is God's will. I will kill you tomorrow. That is God's will. I will steal your property. That is God's will. And all if you do impractical. This is as impractical as Gandhi's idea of non-violence. Both don't work.
Correct.
Gandhi's at least it did something for independence. This everything God's will, if you tell, does it work? That means British came and ruled you. They raped your children, your daughter. That is all God's will. How horrible that sounds. This is Christian influence on Hinduism. We don't say everything is God's will. We have our free will to do our karma. So that we should do. Read Mahabharata will execute Krishna's teaching. And every Hindu should learn to fight. They should develop that spirit of fighting spirit.
I am with you.
None of the
100%.
Hindus do. I'll give a Hindu a stick and tell him to fight. He won't know how to defend himself. But then he will give lectures that RSS is teaching them to fight. It is wrong.
I know.
They are protecting you. They are not there. They'll come wipe you out and go. That is what is there. We have a lot of enemies within. Even our traditionalists, they might have good heart, but their execution is horrible.
So sad. So sad.
So with all of this, what can we do? We can do what? Read, teach our children, and we hope our children will follow it and teach that to their children. That is all we can do. Learn from these texts and what you say, follow it. And make others follow it. That is what we can do. That is as per our strength. Those who are in stronger position can do more. But unfortunately, people like me and all are viduras. We can only speak, but we don't have strength. We don't have a Krishna. Krishna can speak and execute, but we don't have. That way, to an extent, Amit Shah Modi are doing good job, but they cannot come to the religion because they don't know Sanskrita. In politics, they're very good for us. We have at least somebody to help. But in scriptural people who are reading, they should stand up. No, very few stand up. Because, like I told, all this impractical thought they have, everything is God's Leela, who, he, who they'll do. Namaskara, only for them.
So then they shouldn't, they should not justify Duryodhana getting killed. That was also Leela.
Leela, but they will do justification.
I know. Like,
and not that. See, learning the battle rules. Abhimanyu, when he was killed, when the rules are broken, Pandavas broke, it is a teaching for us. When your enemy doesn't play by the rules, Islam and Christ doesn't play by the rule. You cannot sit by the rule and play. Like Bhishma, then you will also be on the arrow bed. I don't want to be on the arrow bed. He also played by the rule. Didn't hit Shikandi, at least he has that honor. We know Islam is bad, we know Christianity is bad, we know everything, but still, why do we try to be good to them?
no.
We can't, we should not, but what to do? Mathadipatis will say, no, we have to do. Book is saying that the book I will burn it one day. What will happen? That book is not there. Book, it was written during that time for those times rules.
Yes.
That book only tells where as time goes on, dharma changes. That they won't accept.
Even Krishna is saying, right? Even that
if you read
Vishad-
Adi Parva, if you have attended the Indian sessions, he has scolded Dharma Shastra only. Where it goes, it says love marriage is not good, Brahma, etc. Viva is good. Krishna condemns it, saying no, love marriage only is good. This is Krishna's strength. Now, what is Bhattadipatis? They don't accept love marriage. Appa. If they listen to Krishna, these words, they'll commit suicide. I'm telling you, really. So, there's a lot of things which Krishna criticizes of the book. Because as time changes, the books have to change.
Yes.
But what to do? We have all these issues. So, unless we resolve these, we cannot expect anything better. We have to resolve our own issues. First, we have to stop sending our children outside to US and other countries. Make them love this country, no? That only we are failing. They can't make their children love this country. They can't make their children be proud of Hinduism because they themselves don't love Hinduism. So with all
And
the problems with
they
us,
don't want to listen either. Little things I'm telling you. I mean, we can, end. If I say,
I'll stop the recording.